In today's LEGO City update, I'm going to be making MILS plates for this gap here, this gap along here, and where these construction crew is over there. Going to finish that. Got one done already. Put the other ones in. Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. But first, I need to move these other LEGO sets that are in the way because it's getting a little bit cluttered. You know, they've been here for a while now. It's been fun, but they'll return one day. But for now, it's time to focus on the construction. It's looking a lot clearer already, which is good. Just need to work on this bit next. A clean slate ready to go, so I need to pick up these two, do those. But then I also need to do some slight modifications to this one, just in terms of what plates are being used on there because of how the building's going to go. So I'll do some adjustments to that one later, but let's work on these two. Alright, so I've built the two plates. I haven't put the actual plates on top of it yet because, like I said, I need to kind of do some swap outs because of the buildings that are going to go in this area. So I need to take the plates off that one and then figure out how things are going to go on there. But otherwise, at least it's done. And I'm really glad that I went for the MILS route because this is so solid. It's just one thick thing, you know. There's no like flex to it like you'd get with a base plate. You can easily pick it up and move it around. So yeah, I'm very glad that I went for this option. So the area that these MILS plates are for is this shopping plaza little district here, and as you can see, the building's already placed, and I've already got these buildings, most of them built, and they've already got the bottom plates on it, which is obviously level with the MILS plate itself, so I don't need to plate the whole thing off, if that makes sense. So I've got all these different shaped 8x16, 16x16 ones just to kind of fill in the gaps. And then there will be gaps left on these so I can plop the buildings in place and then that will all work out. So I've arranged all the plates. And then the few gaps here are the ones that the buildings are already built, so they have their plates already attached to them. So when I place the buildings, that will cover up those gaps. Then the rest of these dark grey ones are just for buildings which I haven't built yet, which will go in that area. So that makes sense. So I built them, but they need to be switched on to these plates. Although there is a slight, well, I try and keep my plates contained, like 32x32, that's that. But as you can see with the buildings here, there is going to be some overlap by some buildings on each one, so essentially this will turn into one big MILS plate. So what I'll do is obviously it'll be attached with the plate on top and probably a few extra little bits once it all comes to being decorated. But I'll use the Technic pins to go into the pinholes to make sure it's nice and secure. So essentially this will be one big plate when I place it and move it around and things. It'll be fine because it's, you know, it's MILS, it'll be solid, and with all the connections and everything I have no worries about it. So each of the Technic bricks has 3 holes. I'm going to use 3 pins. Probably a bit overkill, but, you know, I have so many of these black Technic pins, and I might as well just use them, right? No harm in doing that. Lock in the first one together. There we go. That one's secured. And now for the second one. Now I can put these plates on top. And whilst I'm here, I might as well secure the other ones just in place. So they're all down and I can put this back into the city. This giant MILS plate is super secure. I can just carry it with one hand nice and easily now and put it back in place. The only thing is, because I used a slightly different plate combination to my original MILS design, there is some flex where obviously you got the more plates and there's some joins. So I'm just going to go and reinforce them slightly with a couple more bricks. But I mean, it's not too bad, but I don't know, I'll just reinforce it because I can. It is all very solid and secure now, and I've re-added the construction workers, and I kind of like it actually. It looks like, you know, they're really working on the foundations of this ground here with the extra bits underneath. Just, yeah, I like those added details which you can do with MILS, so it really does look like they're working on this, bringing the city to life. Now I'm going to do this really weird half MILS plate, which obviously sits alongside here and then has the track going across it. So I need to do a couple more of those to fill this gap. So I'm working on the, well, kind of MILS plates for where the train station kind of ends, the track ends. Got 1, 2, and the last one goes here. But the difference is this go, you know, it's a 16 by 32 and it goes all the way across. But this one, on a 16 by 32 base plate, it's only going to go across 16 studs even. So it's kind of a half and half. But because of how the track have these little bits that stick out, I'm going to have to do it a little bit differently. It's going to kind of throw things off, because otherwise it's just going to collide and it won't physically be possible. I could not use these and maybe use the individual rail pieces, so I might go for that. I don't have any at the moment, so I might have to get some of those. But then, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might work, because once I put the 16 by 16 on, it does just barely overlap, which is fine, because you're not really going to see. But, yeah, I didn't account for that. I've finished it. It's a little bit, well, not questionable, but unconventional. I'd never even expected, I completely forgot about that, the ends of the track stick out for how they connect, but the way I've done it, it kind of tucks in nicely underneath there, and it just worked out the perfect height, so very lucky to have that. So that's all good, and I can place it in. Yeah, nice solid MILS plate. A little bit different to what I expected, but it works. I've just built another 16 by 32 MILS plate. Haven't topped it yet because it's going to be part of the Boardwalk area, and I'm going to do that in like a medium nougat to look like wood decking instead of using grey, which kind of represents like, you know, just concrete and paving slabs and things like that. So there'll be a nice splash of colour along the beachfront. That's going to slot in there. Plus, I think this is where my ice cream shop's going to go, and since it already has a base to it, I don't need to put one on the MILS plate. I will, of course, get around to modifying this and giving it a back and everything to close it up, and it will look quite nice once it's all done. Next up, I need to make a 16 by 16 MILS portion, but this is on a 32 by 16 MILS, well, blah, 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 blah. I need to make a 16 by 16 MILS plate on top of a 16 by 32 base plate, so I'll only do half of it, and then the rest of it is going to be the beach, which I won't be MILS plating, because obviously there's not a lot of height difference between sea level and, like, well, road level, so I want to kind of keep it as low as I can, but then obviously once with the water effect and things, it's going to kind of build it up a little bit, so, you know, you just have to pretend that the water is lower than it really is. But this is just some water effects I was testing a little while ago. I'm not focusing on it right now. It'll be kind of one of the last things I do, I think, on top of the harbour, which is kind of its own project, but the main portion of the city is what I'm focused on right now. So there we go, that one's done. Again, not going to plate it just yet, because I need to get, well, I think I've got enough medium nougat plates to go on here, but I'll come around to that, I think, in a probably separate video where I focus more heavily on the boardwalk, because there's a couple more things I want to incorporate for it. Obviously, there's more of the beach sand area here, and then we'll have some steps leading up to it or something like that. I don't know, I haven't quite finished the final details yet because we're a long way off it, but continuing the trend of building weird shaped MILS plates on weird shaped base plates, I need to do one over here. So this is a 32 by 32 base plate, but as you can see, you've got a little bit of a road here because this is where my car wash is going to go, and this is just a little like driveway into the car wash. So essentially there's going to be a building here which is going to be 16 by 32. So that's what I need to do, 16 by 32 on a 32 by 32. And then on this 32 by 32 one here will be my petrol station, which I will, well, not MILS plate at the moment because I'm doing a rebrickable model for it from an official set, and that looks pretty cool. So I have to look closely at the instructions to see what I need to do for this plate for it, but I've left the space there. I haven't done a time-lapse the past few MILS plates that I've been building, but do you guys like the time-lapses? Do you not? Tell me in the comments. That one's all done. I'm very quickly running out of parts, but I need to get more 2x2 plates just to fit in this road, and then to make sure the car wash is road level, so I need to put these all the way along. So it's essentially kind of like another road plate, really. So I've got that, just need to get those tiles, plates even, and then that's ready to go. I think I've made some good progress today, and that pretty much wraps up this LEGO City update. We're on the path now to making sure that things are, well, just getting ready, really. This was the hard part, the long task of just getting the foundations done. I've got a lot of sets that I've already, well, I've already got a lot of sets that I want to customize and things, so they're all just waiting in these plastic boxes for me to get this done, and I can get them out, start working on them. So this was what I needed to do first. Very happy with how it's all turned out. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more LEGO City updates. I'll be working on more things for the LEGO City. Plus, I'll do LEGO reviews as well. And why not become a channel member? Support the channel. Give us a super thanks if you're really enjoying what we're doing. Any money we earn from ads or any other things like that will be directly spent on LEGO for this YouTube channel. Of course, it is an expensive thing, as you know. Your views are always appreciated. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.